So today I'm going to go over my Week 7 NFL Power Rankings, going from worst team in the NFL to best team in the NFL after 6 weeks. The NFL this past week was full of wild upsets, which has now left no team undefeated. The undefeated 49ers lost to the Browns, and the undefeated Eagles lost to the Jets due to Jalen Hurts' 3 interceptions. There are now 5-5-1 teams, which now begs the question, which team is the best in the NFL? So here you can see my little chart. This is how I'm going to do these rankings. We'll start off here at the bottom, and the way it's going to work is the team on the left will be the lower team. So right here will be 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 in that order. But we'll start at 32, so they'll slowly push to the end. So my worst team in the NFL right now is the Carolina Panthers. 0-6. Bryce Young, not really playing great. 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Things aren't really going well there for them. And that's my worst team. Then after that, we're going to go with the Arizona Cardinals, who apparently may be getting Kyler Murray back sometime soon, which is good news for them. And they've been, good at times with Joshua Dobbs, who has been better than I expected he would, but still one of the worst teams in the NFL. After that, we're moving to the New York Giants, if I can find them here. Here we have the Giants, who paid Daniel Jones this offseason, and now they have one of the worst teams in the NFL. Daniel Jones has dealt with some injuries. Their offensive line has been absolutely atrocious, and things are not looking up for the New York Giants. After that, we have another team that has also struggled due to, different factors with Bill Belichick and the Patriots. Mac Jones has not improved with Bill O'Brien here. Bill Belichick and his defensive prowess has not elevated the team this year. They're still one of the worst defenses in the league, 24th, 31st offense. Things are not going well for the Patriots. After the Patriots, we're going to go with the Chicago Bears. Started off really, really bad. They've gotten a little bit better, I think. They're still 1-5. Justin Fields is dealing with an injury, may miss a game. He has had 2 4-touchdown performances before getting injured this past week against the Vikings. But still, it's been a poorly run franchise for a long, long time. And unless things turn around quickly, it looks like it's another down year for the Chicago Bears. And then to end it off here before we move to the next tier, we have the Denver Broncos. Sean Payton comes in there this year. Things are supposed to get a little bit better. They honestly have for Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has not been the reason the Broncos have had a bad team this year. Russell's thrown 12 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He has a 99 passer rating, which is 7th best in the NFL. The real problem has been the defense, which is the worst in the NFL. Absolutely terrible performances by the defense this year. And then if we move on to the next tier, we're going to start off here with the Vikings. So they'll, of course, be the worst in this tier, in my opinion. And they have really fallen from last year where, they're really good in one-score games. This year, not so much. Justin Jefferson now injured. It's just been a down year for them. Then the Colts are going to go next. And if Anthony Richardson had stayed healthy, apparently he's going to the IR soon. Or he is in the IR right now, but they're going to end his season reportedly with a surgery. And that's sad because he was playing really well. Gardner Minshew came in last week. I thought he's been pretty good in the past, like 45 touchdowns, like 15 interceptions in his career. But he threw 3 interceptions in this game, so it was a poor showing there, and I just think that they're going to continue to struggle as time goes forward. Then we have the Jimmy Garoppolo-led Las Vegas Raiders, who I was curious about the Jimmy G move this offseason. He played well in the 49er system, and I did not think it was going to translate well to Las Vegas, and it really hasn't. They've been a really poorly run team. Even having Devontae Adams, are still struggling to move the ball in offense, the 27th ranked offense in the NFL. All these teams obviously have lots of different issues at this point. Then moving on to 23, which is the Tennessee Titans. Ryan Tannehill has not really led this offense to much success the past couple seasons. They're right now the 11th ranked scoring defense. He is injured, Tannehill, and so now we'll get to see either Malik Willis or Will Levis. So that should be interesting. Who knows if either of those guys is the answer in Tennessee. Then after the Titans, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, who I thought would be a little bit better this year in offense with, Kenny Pickett entering his 2nd season. Of course, Deontay Johnson has been injured for a while, but Matt Canada and this offense have been one of the worst in the league. 30th ranked offense in the league. Kenny Pickett has not taken that step forward, and I do wonder if Matt Canada will stay around here for a long while. I doubt it with the way that offense is playing. Then to end it off this tier, we're going with my favorite team in the league, the team that I'm a fan of, the Green Bay Packers. If you watch the game against the Raiders, the Packers they played so poorly. In that game, they looked like one of the worst teams in the league. If we do look at the first couple weeks, the Packers offense was moving the ball somewhat well, but so far for the Packers, they have not played well the past few games. They're 2-3 right now. And unless the defense can start playing well against better teams and this Packers offense can figure out how to stop starting off slowly, this is a Packers team that I think could miss the playoffs. I thought they could be a fringe playoff team. Maybe if they can get this offense clicking, maybe with Aaron Jones back, they do. But right now, as I see it, this is where I rank the Packers. Now moving on to the next tier, we're going to start off with the Cleveland Browns. The Browns have had a very, very good defense. If you look at scoring defenses, they're the 5th best scoring defense in the league. And they managed to beat the 49ers last week with P.J. Walker at quarterback, even though he threw 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So that was a crazy game. But I think if the Browns had, been able to find some success with Deshaun Watson, who has been injured, this would be a better team. Obviously, you have a great defense, but so far the offense has really held them back. After that, we have the Atlanta Falcons. And with the Falcons, I just think they have way too much talent on offense to be as bad as they are. I don't think Desmond Ridder has really played great so far, but still with Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, the fact that this is the 29th ranked offense in the league, I think that sort of just shows the struggles they've had there. Their defense has been average, but still not a great team. After that, we got the New York Jets, who have been playing a little bit better recently. The defense has been playing great. Zach Wilson has at least improved in the sense that he hasn't thrown a ton of interceptions, which he did the first couple weeks. But I still don't think this is a playoff team. I don't think they have enough to win games consistently. The offense just is not good enough, and the defense can carry them for a while, but I just don't think it's going to be enough, to be completely honest. After that, we're going to go with the Washington Commanders. Sam Howell has really played really great. I like the way he plays. He's aggressive. He pushes the ball down the field. They have the 15th best offense right now, 29th ranked defense, but I think this is a sneaky team that could win some games down the line, especially if their defense can improve. But I really like what I've seen from Sam Howell, and I assume he'll just get better and better as he gains more experience. After the Commanders, we're going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield so far this year, they've been okay, but the offense has still been pretty bad. 25th ranked offense in the league. They just put up 6 points against the Detroit Lions, and the defense has been top 10, but Baker Mayfield and this offense aren't enough, I think, to be one of the top 10 teams in the league. After that, we're going to go with the New Orleans Saints. So this should be the next tier, I believe. Did I skip someone? I did. Seattle Seahawks first. Wherever they are, here they are. Next tier. The Seahawks started off pretty hot. They're 3-2 still. 8th best offense, 18th ranked defense. Geno Smith has been a little shaky these past couple weeks, but I still think they're a pretty lethal team. They've got some great weapons on offense, and so that's where I'm going to put the Seattle Seahawks. After that, we're going with the Los Angeles Chargers. If the Chargers had a good defense, which is interesting because Brandon Staley came in, was supposed to be a defensive guru. The Chargers defense has struggled consistently, so I don't know how long Staley's going to stay around in Los Angeles, but the offense has been the 7th best in the league. If the defense had been, even top 15, top 10, I think we would even see Justin Herbert in a brighter light. But still, with the way the defense is playing, it's going to hold this team back, and so I think they can win some big games, but the defense is really dragging this team down. After that, we're going to go with the Los Angeles Rams, who I think are a very under-the-radar, sneaky team. I think that's mainly due to the fact that before the season, it really felt like they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league with, losing tons of different players, some of their veterans getting older. Would Matthew Stafford be healthy? But right now, this team has been solid. 3-3, 12th best offense, 11th best defense in the NFL. Cooper Kupp just came back. Puka Nacua playing great. So I think this is a team that can make the playoffs and probably will, to be completely honest. I just think that Stafford, while he hasn't been great, he still pushes the ball down the field, has the 4th most passing yards in the NFL. And so I think they're a pretty solid team, better than I thought they would honestly be this season. After the Rams, we're going to go with a team that I did not see being this good, at least in 2023, and that's the Houston Texans, who under DeMeco Ryan have played really, really well. He has them as the 9th best defense in the league, and with C.J. Stroud, they're the 14th best offense in the league, and C.J. Stroud has played really, really well. 9 touchdowns to 1 interception. This is a really good team, and considering they're doing well this year, when it seems to still be somewhat of a rebuild, is pretty promising for the Texans' future. I assume next season, the season after that, they're going to be one of the better teams in the NFL, especially if C.J. Stroud continues to play as well as he's played. After this, we're going with the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens, I have them ranked as number 10, so I don't know how they're right here. We're going to figure out what this issue is in a second. But the Baltimore Ravens, 4-2. Lamar Jackson, he's been okay passing. 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's not lighting it up in the passing game. They have the 24th most passing yards per game in the NFL. 5th in rushing yards per game. And Lamar, of course, does have that dual threat ability. He has the most rushing yards by QB in the league. And what's really carrying this team right now is their defense, who is the 4th best scoring defense in the league. Offense, 15th, so not incredible, but they do enough to, to get the job done. All right, sorry, I realized I just skipped a team. You're probably wondering what was happening. The Saints have accidentally been skipped, which means they are moving right here. The Ravens are moving up, and this actually now makes sense. So the Ravens, 10th ranked team in the league, and they'll push this way. Saints, they just haven't been great on offense. Derek Carr, honestly, not great this season. 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 27th in pass block win rate, so not very good. Now moving on past the Ravens. We got that cleared up. All right, Cowboys, I'll go number 9. The thing with the Cowboys, they're always a great team in the regular season, and then they flop in the playoffs, and I think this is going to be the same thing that happens this year. 6th best offense, 7th best defense, but they just have games where they come out flat, don't play well. I don't think Dak's a good enough quarterback to take you deep in the playoffs. The Cowboys just always seem to have a really good year in the regular season and then flop near the end. So it's still a very good team, but I still don't trust the Cowboys later in the playoffs. Then after that, we're going to go Jacksonville Jaguars. And if I was just solely looking at this season and not factoring in what typically happens, I would probably have the Cowboys ahead of the Jaguars. But as I said, I don't trust the Cowboys whatsoever. The Jaguars have won 3 straight games versus the Falcons, Bills, and Colts. 10th best offense in the league, 15th best defense. I trust Trevor Lawrence. I feel like he's the kind of guy that can win you playoff games and can get hot at the right time. So that's why I'm going Jacksonville Jaguars. After that, we're going to the Philadelphia Eagles, who, even though they're 5-1, they haven't really given me as much confidence as I think I had in them maybe last season, losing Shane Steichen, but they're still one of the better offenses in the league. 2nd best rushing offense in the league. Jalen Hurts is still a guy, and their defense, somewhat shaky, 16th best in the league, but still, when you have a guy like Jalen Hurts, you have a running game, and you have an offense that plays as well as they do. I think they're still a solid team. All right, now after that, we're going with the Cincinnati Bengals. Right now, if you solely looked at their stats, you'd say, why? Why are you doing this? And it's because Joe Burrow started off shaky. Because of his calf injury, the offense was not playing well. But they've recently won 2 straight. Joe Burrow seems to be getting a lot better. And so I think this is a team that, once they're healthy, can compete with any team in the league because of just how good Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase are. And so even though right now they're the 27th ranked offense, I'm putting them ahead of all these other teams. So I like the Bengals. After this, we're going with the Detroit Lions, who I'm happy, I'm happy for Detroit Lions fans. As a Packers fan, of course, I don't want to see the improvement of the Detroit Lions, but you can't, you can't go without saying just how good they've been this year. Very good all-around team. Jared Goff has been elite, one of the better quarterbacks in the league this season. 4th best offense, 9th best defense. It's sad to put them in the top 5, but it's just the reality at the time being. Then after that, I'm going to Detroit. We just did that. Miami Dolphins. Dolphins, best offense in the league. No doubt. The stats show it. First best, most points scored per game. The reason I'm concerned with the Dolphins and why they're not a little bit higher is because their defense has been bad. 26th ranked defense in the league. And my concern is once you get to the playoffs and you face, off against teams like the Bills, the Chiefs, yes, the Dolphins can put up a ton of points on offense, but if there's a game where they're a little shaky, the defense has not really held their own, and so that's why I'm concerned about the Dolphins slightly. But when you put up so many points, if you can do it every game, it doesn't matter how bad your defense is, so that's a plus for them. Number 3, we got the Bills. The Bills are consistently one of the best overall teams, offense and defense in the NFL. They're 4-2. They struggled last week, barely beat the Giants, but I still think when you have a guy like Josh Allen, he just comes through in big moments, and I still think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And so with the way their defense is played, they're top 5 in offense and defense, 3rd best in each. And so even though they've struggled a little bit recently, I still think in the long run they're going to be a top 3 team. Now to the final 2, we got Chiefs are my number 2 team. And the thing with the Chiefs that is very interesting is, while yes, they have Patrick Mahomes, and this offense is still good, 9th best, they have the 2nd-ranked defense in the NFL. So when you have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, and you pair that with one of the best defenses in the NFL, this makes this a very scary team just because, in times past, there's been times where the Chiefs' defense hasn't been great, and they've still managed to find a way because of how good their offense is. And so now with the defense playing at an elite level, that's why this team is up here. Now, number 1. the San Francisco 49ers. They did just lose to the Browns. I think every team has a game where you're like, how did that happen? They had some injuries. They missed some field goals. They could have won it as time expired. And this is still the best all-around team. First ranked defense, second ranked offense. They have so many weapons on both sides of the ball. And the question this season is, can Brock Purdy stay healthy? And can they finally, get back to a Super Bowl? And so I think they're the best team in the NFL. So those are my 32 teams power rankings for this week. If you want more of this, feel free to subscribe down below. And I'll see you guys next time.